All right, welcome back to the welcome back to the OlimoLeague best intro ever. Semifinals currently underway, and of course we got the awkward, awesome TriCast rocking out right now. But I was gonna say, Nate, did you ever get to play on the map before they put these little blockers in the middle part on these top bits?
Dude, you guys ran like a tournament or something on like the day that the maps came out. I remember watching MMA. Demaga or Slivko.
Yeah, it's Demaga. It was so gross.
So many Marines.
Thor's on the high ground, Marines on the high ground, tanks guarded. It was the most amazing.
You're kidding? It was amazing. It was the best feeling in the world.
If that had never been patched out, I probably would have had this map unvetoed.
Yes. Oh, certainly.
I think every Terran would have had this map unvetoed.
Plus, that was before they disabled horizontal spawns too. There's so many things wrong with this map.
That was good.
But alright, guys, spawning here in the top left corner of the map. He's currently teamless, tied up 1-1 with his opponent in this best-of-5 semifinals match. It is the Green Terran player Journey.
And in the bottom right position,
Nice.
the Teal Terran player, representing MVP, as apparently many other players now do. He is center.
I guess it was kind of like the max Exodus, We had like, you know, all that IM stuff. Sorry, not quite disbanding. I still don't know what's going on with that team, but like a lot of people left. Then recently, of course, contracts have been expiring. But this whole MVP shift happened like a good month and a half, 2 months ago. It's still fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for these teams, at least, it's always weird because the Korean team contracts rotate around Pro League, right? Yeah. So Pro League season ends, well... And then that also kind of fit in with Innovation's contract because that's, you know, Pro League ended. Then he went to Acer. But.
I'm so excited. SKT has a Terran again that they're actually going to use. Shots fired at Fantasy, except not now.
Nah, I'm just glad that Innovation, I think, is. I'm pretty sure he's the first Korean player to ever like willingly go from being on a foreign team where there's less strict practice and generally more fun tournaments to being like, no, actually, I'd rather go back to being a slave in a Korean team house and playing 14 hours a day.
Yeah, foreign team. Can't think of any other one.
Yeah, because like all the Koreans have stayed, right? Like they.
Because you're like trying to think of like, you know, Koreans that would. So I'm thinking like Jaedong is probably like the next biggest example.
Yeah. It's just like most Korean players that leave don't generally end up looking for Korean teams again once they've been on a foreign team.
Well, yeah,
right?
they already went through the whole like, you know, passion-filled 14 hours a day practicing. They want they want to see the world. They go back. The Innovation, you know, he's kind of like a robot, and robots don't have feelings. They just want to win.
Yeah,
so
he's like, you know, it's like it was nice being on Acer and seeing the world, but I actually realized I just want to be better at StarCraft.
Yeah. It's not passion. It's just it's coding. There you go.
Well, that's
Reaper.
Reaper.
You have to optimize his processes. Yeah, Reaper coming out here.
It's actually gonna get the cancel on the or not cancel, but the delay on the command center. So pretty good start here for Journey. Not exactly game devastatingly bad, but definitely a nice little edge up after a game of, you know, you just lost.
Yeah, in dumb fashion, which is just becoming more and more popular in TVTs, is dumb games.
Right? I mean, we talked.
Hey,
it's you get the best games. They're like these long, epic, like 40-minute back and forth games with crazy chess move scenarios with your like positioning of the armies. I think you get games like we just saw. I'm not gonna lie. It's good that there's both, but it's disheartening at how easy the game can end just quickly.
Yeah, I like to think of it as being able to see the players that can deflect those big aggressive pushes that we're starting to see more and more is just an additional way to really gauge how good they are.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, that tank, you know, like, because tank drops we don't see them every game these days. And I would actually go a bit further and say at the highest level, they've kind of fallen off. I think a Flash at IM Toronto, like, didn't have any trouble at all holding off, like, the early aggressive play, like Tasia threw at him, for example. And then in the in the Innovation versus Cure series, it was a lot of those games went the distance. Like, I don't think any of them were over super fast.
Maybe one or two. I was only watching like while casting.
Most of the games that I was able to catch because we were traveling to like the DreamHack venue that day. Most of the games I caught like went on pretty long.
Yeah, yeah. And it is kind of like a test of like, it creates the better games where it's always back and forth if they're both really
Yeah.
evenly matched.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at it from that perspective, it's like the action starts really early and then just does not stop.
Yeah.
But if one player messes up pretty badly, then the action starts and it's over very fast.
That's what's so great about TVT. It starts immediately. TVZ, like when it gets to 12 minutes, it's like non-stop action, but there is that 12 minutes, which is like.
If you don't open with early Reaper Hellion pressure, then it's a little slow. And then there's TVP, where generally nothing happens until all the SCVs get pulled.
Man, we're gonna talk about generally nothing. We can't not mention ZVZ. Oh my god, no rush 20-minute roaches, please. Anybody?
You either Langbane all in or
or it's nothing for a long time.
My roach bottled me 2 in the center in 20 minutes. So the Hellion and Reaper pressure is pretty nice. The Banshee coming up. It's weird because like on face value, this build doesn't look like it should do damage because there's a missile turret. But the way that this map works, the Banshee's covering the ramp.
Oh, he wrecks the Hellions here. That stutter into the middle line costs him everything.
You land the Vikings. The Banshee's still there.
Banshee! Oh my god! We're talking about stupid games that can end quickly, and this is kind of like an example of what possibly could have been. The problem with Hellions...
I wasn't looking too much into this game only because like this all looks very normal, but all of a sudden, it's very weird.
I mean, this is
a slow Marine is here too. Like,
it could actually kill the Viking, which wouldn't open the door for the Banshee to come back a little bit. But I mean, this is the scary thing about Hellions. They're such glass cannon fighters. They've got the craziest potential to do what we just witnessed.
That should not have happened that quickly. Journey has a third command center about to finish up behind all of this too.
Whoa!
And I even think Journey's getting his production set up. So center needs. I was gonna say center needs to be able to do some sort of counterplay, but he doesn't have any units.
Oh, yeah, not only did he lose all his keys, he lost all his units.
Oh, wait. I thought he was building a second starport. No, he is. Well then.
But it's without a. I wonder if he's just gonna go Sky Terran off this. I mean, it's dumb to phrase it like that. Well, no, I don't even think of it the Banshee.
It's funny when you casually drop. I wonder if he's gonna go Sky Terran. And we're like, why is he going for 2 starports in 10 minutes?
Okay, let me elaborate. What I think, of course, is like
Rifkin plays this game.
Well, yeah, Dominic's got a fair point there. But what I'm thinking is like, I don't know if he knows that Journey's going the Vikings behind this as well. But I think he was doing this to get back ahead, to get that sky control, the air control, whatever, the dominance, so they could play the game out. But Journey's already going double Vikings behind this. So, I mean, he's the one who's going to be playing with this sort of sky advantage.
But I get the feeling it has to be mech versus mech then.
Right.
It's not. Yeah, there's another factor.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly. So I think Center's honestly predicting that Journey. No, he scanned. That's right.
So actually starting to like this play slowly. The biggest problem, of course, that really, I think, screws Center right now is that he doesn't have a third command center, and Journey's already planting his down. But the second starport, you just get a lot of Vikings, get the air control, and then your Banshee or 2 that you're mixing in can suddenly just kill everything if there's no Thors, right?
Yeah.
I think he's recognized how far behind he is. He's like, I just have to make a crazy-ass move to try to get back in this game.
What I really like about this third is actually the location, especially. Like, if you take it out here, you open yourself up to siege tank fire on the low ground. Yeah, there's like this one little ledge that you can maybe snipe off a refinery with, but it's nothing as bad as it is over here. So for Journey to take this third early is great, big thumbs up, but the positioning is even better.
It's like, you look at, it's been really cool just to see how it evolves on this map throughout this season, because at the last few weeks especially, nobody wants to take that upper ground base, because there's just... Every race has a way to abuse you for putting the base there.
This is like 4-player Yansu. I mean, I kind of figured it would happen sooner or later, because it is exactly the same problem that got presented on Yansu, right?
But, yeah, it is. Never thought about it like that, actually.
Forgot about that map.
Because we're Terran and we veto it because fuck Protoss.
Yeah. So many times in that map, they're like, wait, you can take a third base on Yansu?
I know. It was Yansu Polar Knight. I had this vetoed for so long because I was just like, I'm going to queue in a Protoss. They're going to go Blink. Nothing I can do about it. Just let's veto it.
But there's still like 3 other maps they went Blink on anyways. So you're like, well, let's get rid of 2.
That was not a fun season. I didn't have fun that season.
No one had fun that season.
Let's look at this Viking situation. I think it's funny how you can get this second starport. But I think you like at this point you want to use the tech lab to crank out a few more so you can actually get an advantage.
If Journey just scanned and made like a couple of Thors, like he just wrecked the ground army.
Yeah, 1 Thor is in production, and that is enough to handle. It's like this is an impressive air fleet. No, actually, 1 Thor will kind of handle all of it.
Well, hang on. I think this sounds so dumb to say, but I've seen this and I've played this myself too, like on both sides of the coin. Where you go this many, he scanned. He knew it was mech. He assumes Journey's going incredibly large amounts of Hellions, not for Thors and tanks. So if you land the Vikings, they're actually pretty good against the Hellions. They're that buffer and that extra damage you need.
They are good against Hellions, but Journey just has like a really good army.
Journey,
right. So
Journey has just more forces.
Exactly.
It's like this is a push from center with like one tank at the front. And all his Hellions have lost half their health at this point. Journey very quickly pulls all of his SCVs to repair these, which is a really big deal. And he comes up.
Oh, point defensors are really nice. I like this out of center.
Where's that Thor? Where's that Thor?
Where the Thor at? It's coming down the ramp. That
Banshees
slow
are
bastard's
checked.
making his way.
They're slowly taking away these
now
tanks.
They're getting a bit more done than they should.
Alright, so the Thors are even still going to take time to clean this up, though.
Yeah, the Thor's actually attacking the Vikings and not the Banshees. Well, yeah, this weird play did exactly what it needed to do, in my opinion, because center traded away his Raven and like a handful of Vikings and still has killed a ton of gas.
You just the tanks, though. I mean, this was like a 7 tank count before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but here's, I still don't think it's quite enough. He has to break Journey right now. Like, it's like it was so late. Like, yeah, okay, it takes on the Banshee. I
think he is going to break him.
No.
Yeah, without any tanks, though, like this Thor is actually gonna die.
Lands the Vikings.
In the air. This was such a YOLO move from center to be like, let's get a second starport in 10 minutes, and you know, Journey actually just canceled the 4th command center he's building because he's like, holy shit, I'm broke. I need a couple dollars.
I mean, he's got tanks back up now, but there's still no anti-air for the Banshees. So it's like, congrats, you rebuilt them, but what can you do?
Okay, he's gonna clean up the ground army, it looks like, but yeah, no missile turrets. You can never deal with the Banshee.
This is
now start 2 Thors, but I mean, Thors, we all know, take a long time to build.
He's got to just buy time. Yeah, he's running. He's gonna take down any reinforcements, but
these two.
It's not the worst decision humanly possible, but center actually can even help. He's gonna land the Vikings back at his 3rd base on the high ground. So yep, try, just try, bro, just try.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, everyone forgets that Vikings have good DPS on the ground. They're not bad.
Okay, here's the weird thing, all right? Like, we look at this game, and the game's just kind of, like, evened up. Like, just now, Journey's, like, dipping a little bit behind in SCVs, but there was a time where, like, they were even on SCVs, and the army count wasn't that big of a deal. But I guess Center's getting, like, his extra production up a lot faster. What is it? No, that's right. Well, he had 2 starports. That's right. So these 4 factories actually just bring him up to even with Journey. It doesn't look like he's willing to commit to any more Vikings, though. I think like he's like over and done with that. Well,
that's actually a good point because we're so focused on this fight looking like it's about to win the game, but Journey, as Nate pointed out earlier, he had that 3rd CC down so much sooner. He'd been mining off that base for so much longer. Now Center's low with the extra CC. Center's even up the army supply, and in mech versus mech, like he's down in upgrades, which kind of sucks, but.
I didn't notice he was so down in upgrades. 2-1 versus just 0-0. He is back. He's making up with that for double armory, but.
The thing is, it's gonna take him a very long time before his tanks can trade even because the +1 armor that Journey has makes it so. Center won't actually be able to trade even with his tanks until he has +2.
Yeah, and it's in mech versus mech, or just in TVT in general, the like the way tanks work. As long as you're getting tanks, it's like so like the differences of 10 to 20 supply can be made up so easily just because like one semi-bad fight. But Journey is getting 3 starports, so it's like, well, you got 2
battle cruisers, man.
Gonna wreck it. He hasn't built a fusion core yet, so I don't know.
I mean, I think even getting some Ravens first is never bad. Let him build some energy.
We've always talked about like
situations.
Battle cruisers are great because they attack both like air and ground, but we always talked about like people who go for like just like Raven, Viking, Banshee. Also, sometimes just get better fights. Battle cruisers, they can be kited by Vikings.
If you don't have Yamato, it's really difficult because the Vikings will just kite you forever. But if you have enough battle cruisers with energy saved, then it becomes very difficult if it's an even number of Vikings.
Yeah, but that's the case. Like the battle cruisers are so much more expensive, and they do need to be in like a large amount. And he's not on 4 bases yet, so he's definitely gonna hold off if he is gonna get battle cruisers.
Well, it's something that could come up down the pipeline. Not a huge deal. I'm loving this Hellion on barracks action in the center of their map, by the way. So
this is like Lings on Rocks, man. See ya in a couple of years.
It's like, imagine if there were just rocks in the center of the map for no reason. Like, it wasn't actually blocking any paths, it was just there. That's the feeling I'm getting.
That's how Dustin Browder and whatnot have kind of stepped out.
It's like Arkanoid, whatever map that was. Maps or rocks everywhere.
Oh yeah, Arkanoid was the one that, there's so many rocks in that one.
But at least they block things from getting places.
Or Maze, the one that like
That's
ugh,
like,
this would, like never be played.
That one,
it's like,
yeah, that was really.
It's like trees in Warcraft 3.
I actually
damn
already
it.
forgot that map
No.
existed.
Don't bring that up. Thanos doesn't even know.
It's better this way. But the Ravens are coming out. We did actually get Blue Flame Helmets
Hellbat
dropped
drop.
here. Yeah, they're not getting that many kills. 7 SCV still is nice. But
You know what,
I'm
though?
liking the Raven count getting built up slowly behind this. No covert
So
reactors kind of hurts, though.
That Hellbat drop actually saw the amount of Vikings that Journey had, so Sender's now like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be that type of war. So he gets a couple of Thors. You know, he's gonna not stop his Viking production any soon. Oh, he should just push in here.
He has so much on the ground. Like, there's so many more siege tanks with this army. He's just gonna blast right through. They shouldn't have much
And
trouble.
Journey's-
Auto turrets being dropped is just not a good sign.
Nope. No.
He still wins the air fight anyway.
Journey was a little overeager.
I think like if you had waited 5 seconds,
I'm really impressed.
like if you had waited 5 seconds, you would have had Seeker missiles for that instead of the auto turrets. It's just a unfortunate time to fight.
Shout out to Journey's the supply depots at the front of his natural, by the way, because the Hellions actually can't squeeze through there. Looked like he tried.
Looks like he does clean up the air battle, so might find a way to start breaking these siege tanks. But still, that's a base down, and Center's still mining happily off
I
all
still
of
keep
his.
thinking about how this game started, though. Like, it was so bad for Center, and now
Oh, that's
he's
right.
he's crushing face.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Center was beyond dead at the start of that game, and then he just made it work.
Oh wow! I was like, why would Journey keep that? I'm like, oh, this is Center. He's actually bringing SCVs to the front line. He's gonna build turrets. He's gonna build a sensor tower. He's not coming back from this anytime soon, and he's just gonna keep pressuring forward. And with these turrets down, suddenly the Ravens, they can't just float over wherever they want. Vikings are gonna have a hard time getting on top of
Journey's
this.
building 5 medevacs, by the way. Like he's
Silver-
going for some sort of really weird escape style. I'm not even sure how he's gonna try to break this.
Drop
but
the
he
Hellbats
intends to
on
use
the tanks.
medevacs. I guess
It's
That's
the only
still gonna
option,
be-
right? I mean,
I
that
feel
or
like he's
Doom
gonna
drop.
counterattack.
Uh,
Yeah, I think he's gonna Doom drop.
Ferry the entire army to the
I mean,
outside of the sensor tower
it's-
and then just go for it.
It's too big of a map. That's the thing. Like, if this was closer spawns, maybe that works, but it's not.
He would have to get directly on top of the production, and even then, Central would just counterattack too, and it'd be a weird base rate scenario where Journey had the worst army.
Yeah.
So it's like a cool plan, and apparently this map has been all about the weird shit to get you back into the game. But
I
don't
like
know
that
if
he tried to
this
sneak a base out, but Center, what the hell, that finds it.
That Hellbat, man. His eyes are open, that's for sure.
You know, with
You know,
this one heli in the
surprisingly-
middle of the map. Well, did this change color? What's with this barracks? Was this Journey's
Yeah,
barracks
that's
before? Like,
No, he's like, your barracks got evicted, now I'm moving mine
the
in.
engineer went in there
Yeah.
and took it over.
no, where's the priest from like Age of Empires? Yeah, exactly. Nate knows. Nate knows.
So like, okay, so Journey was behind by about 50 supply. He's only down by 20 supply now. Like, I thought he was just like being a kind of like a, I'm not gonna leave, but maybe he can bring it back. Okay,
Well,
no,
he's
he's
gonna
oh
move
my
in.
god.
Shout out to the show breaking out, right? That's what he's trying to do here. He's got all his tanks sieging up, but this contained from Center. Oh god.
GG.
That's
An epic fight, to say the least. Not once, but like thrice on that same location. Center still takes it in the end. And that's 2-1. Not over just yet, but in a pretty good spot. I'm kind of shocked to see Journey struggling so hard. And as you pointed out, like again, going back to like the opening of that game over and over and over again, but it's Journey's last life he's on now. He does have map pick between either King Sejong Station or Foxtrot Labs.
yeah. It's not like it really seemed like it had the potential to just be a super easy like 2-1 for him, and then all of a sudden, just an extra couple of Vikings really did it for him off of that extra starport.
Yeah, it really did.
It's an uncommon move to see work, but I guess because of that, that's how I was able to do it. Sick life.
Well, I mean, it kind of comes down to like the nature of TVT again. Like it's okay. Journey had upgrades. Center had sky dominance. A lot of this just comes down to positioning, no matter what you have compositionally. And I mean, there's a couple situations there where I mean, maybe if Journey, like again, that whole Raven thing, wait 5 seconds, don't engage here, fight further back up your ramp, different bases. I don't know, but that's what I loved about Center's choices for that game. Like he saw an opportunity and he took it, and there was no hesitation with it. The only hesitation were those poor Hellions in the mineral line at the start of the game.
Yeah, getting themselves all clumped up and wrecked. Not fun. Not fun.
Well, King Sejong Station seems to be the map choice here. This could be the last one. Either Journey or Central will advance to the finals, where they'll fight against Supernova or Impact